biggest and most influential public design event here in Israel. Let's take a look at some of the coolest creations here at Jerusalem Design Week.
Jerusalem Design Week is an international design event.
We're doing the Design Week here with a series of exhibitions and events with more than 160 designers from Israel and abroad. The variety is quite big.
We have projects that deal with the future or the stories that are being told about the future. In the future, we will all live on Mars. In the future, we will all drown. In the future, we will all eat bugs. We have projects that deal with the past and the way we look at it from this day's standards.
The theme of Jerusalem Design Week this year is For Now, which focuses on the subject of time and the present.
We've been looking at our lives for the past 2 years mostly and realized that something has happened and we're living in sort of a loop of the present. The past is no longer something we can rely on. The future is unknown and we're stuck in the middle. And we wanted to see how design can react to this theme of the present.
Starting with taking a look at the past, with the exhibition Go for Broke, focusing on archaeology and design.
What happens in this space specifically is the multiple items in time. All the pieces here were excavated in Tel Lachish. They came from different diggings, so they tell the story of layers in history. Behind them we can see the samphora, which was found in the Arad area. But this amphora represents the whole. We can see that it's a mended device. It was assembled by many pieces by the people of the IAA. This is part of the archaeological practice, to group pieces according to their level of completeness. They made figurines from balloons and iron construction, in this case copper. This item speaks about fertility figurines, which is something that existed throughout history. The presence of the balloon, which is a flexible material which is blown inside these iron cages, creates this profuse image.
Another exhibition at Jerusalem Design Week is Imagined Futures, Ongoing Present.
All the objects in this room deal with kind of a loop, so you have to give them up in order to use them again in a way.
One of the project's edible kitchenware. On the matter of consumption, the projects don't only include what's ingested, but what is also worn around the body, with one playing around with the idea of recycling.
We're looking at the textile industry and kind of rethinking recycling or how to make it more sustainable. And for that we're using knitting technology, which serves that purpose quite nicely, because you can unravel or take apart a garment and then re-knit it.
Some of the projects here are literally springing to life. In the exhibition Ephemeral Design, projects transform, including The Joy of the Poor, a mandala pattern which changes throughout the week, eventually becoming a natural carpet.
We're dealing with design that either changes, grows, disappears throughout the week.
It's not only carpets that are growing here, but structures, with the event also looking at the future of 3D printing.
What we're doing in this project is 3D printing a mixture of soil and clay with seeds inside, and the robot moves according to a code that we put in the computer, and the seeds sprout inside the parts that we're building on the stage. Well, the idea of the project is to rethink green architecture. Usually when people build a green wall, for example, they build it out of non-sustainable materials like concrete or plastic, and then they plant the plants in it. So what we're doing is building a wall that actually grows in itself and is made of all organic materials.
While this isn't your typical building, this dining area called Picnic Salon, a Turkish group's performative drawing project which changes every day, is also anything but ordinary.
In this project we try to discuss the storytelling potential of the spaces, spatiality, by directly drawing onto space and objects. Normally we used to drawing on the walls and ceilings, but this time we want to experiment with this dinner setup. This is like a time-based project that we work from day one to the end of the week. So we started with all white. We see these objects and this table and this carpet as a canvas space.
And whether Whether it's through innovations in the subjects of architecture, alternative creations, and clothing, one thing is for sure about design.
We feel it's also the discipline that has the tools to push us forward within this kind of lock of the now.
From the past to the future, artists from the event showing their visions through design.